Hi Aquarius, welcome to your August 2018 reading. This is going to be perfect if you're an Aquarius Sun, Moon, Rising, or even Venus, because just to let you know, I feel like this has a lot to do with love this month. I do, if you're curious about finances and business and stuff, I do feel like that's going to be looking good as well. In your near future, you have a King of Wands character, which is perfect. And also you have the Ten of Pentacles showing up here in the read. So I do think as far as money, finances, that sort of thing goes, I feel like you guys are going to be really doing well with that. Oh, and you have a Razor promotion card, but we'll get into that a little bit later. As far as love goes, it feels like some of you guys are in a situation where something happened, like you had a tower moment and you are trying to, a lot of you guys, if you're already dealing with someone, it feels like rebuilding something, right? And I say that because, well, let's just start off. Bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Pentacles. And one thing I wanted to say, when I was shuffling your cards, I kept catching the Page of Pentacles, like it kept catching my eye, and really the Page of Wands. Now, the Page of Wands didn't show up here. We do have a Page of Swords here too, but it just really feels like a time, this is what I was getting when I was shuffling, that you guys are trying to, pages are learner cards. They're exploring whatever their suit is, right? So, like a Page of Pentacles would be like, um, you know, stability things, like your money, your career, your, how to, build a home, not literally build a home, but, um, a, an environment, a home environment, and how to, like, just things that have to do with our material comfort and all that. And then Page of Wands, this is just a curious person who's about that action, right? It's Wands. But very much Wand energy is to go and do. They don't just sit back and so much let things happen to them. They go and take charge of their life. So it just seems like you guys are really trying to take charge of your life in a very stable way that's going to work for you, your family unit, whatever. And I do think that you guys did experience a tower moment, which has kind of brought you to this realization. So let's just get into this. Starting off, we've got the High Priestess crossed by the Four of Swords. So I like this because it shows, for me, balance, right? So the Four of Swords is all about a card of resting, relaxation, meditating, sitting back and thinking, right? Swords are all about communication. They're all about our thoughts. And it is your energy, right? And, Aquarius are really progressive thinkers. You guys are always thinking forward. You're always thinking to the next thing. You guys are always kind of challenging the norm. But with that, you've got the High Priestess, which is good because it feels like you're taking your intuition with you, right? You're not just making decisions based on, intellect, but you're actually trying to fill things out. If you fucked up something in the past with someone, this might be also a time that you are really thinking back on the things that you've done, right? Because High Priestess, that can be about secrets too. So it's like you really reflecting and being like, yeah, I do need to figure this out. I do need to get my stuff in order. I do need to fix this. But I do like that you've got the Divine Feminine there with you because if we're talking about things that are heart inspired and heart involved, we need that feminine energy really to help us, right? And I mean, all this could be happening too. Like you might have noticed these things starting to happen around eclipse season. The High Priestess is the moon represents that card. So I do feel like a lot of moon activity has maybe helped to influence this and kind of bring on that tower effect. Also, some of you guys may be having dreams. You've got your angels and spirit guides trying to tell you things in your sleep, right? So really pay attention. If you can, get a dream journal or just like a little composition notebook, something where you can jot things down right after you wake up, put it on your nightstand. Because I do feel like you guys are getting intuitive hits, but you're going to have to pay attention to that, right? So up above that, we've got the Ten of Wands, which I mean, it's not the best energy because this person is overworked and tired and just feeling frustrated, right? This person has stacked up too many responsibilities on them, too many expectations on themselves, too many whatevers. If it is a situation where you can delegate things to other people around you, then I would suggest doing that. But really, just in general, you can only take on what you can take on at the time, right? And you can really only control yourself. So if this has to do with controlling other people and other outcomes of things, you can just, happily let those wands go because that is not your job, right? We all have free will. Um, but also, if this just has to do with things that are on your own plate that have nothing, independent of anybody else, it might be helpful to prioritize, maybe write a list of all the things you have to do, number them one through whatever. And so that way, um, accomplishing those goals feels a little bit more realistic and not too overwhelming, right? Because whenever we're in this space, it's really hard to think forward and think positively. So drop some of those wands, okay? Um, Drop some of those wands, and again, I do like it's that the fact that it's a 10. So we're coming to the end of that, and I guess I think you guys will really see some relief if you try to drop some things that really don't belong to you, or that could wait, and you're just being too anxious thinking about things so far in the future. Okay. Now, the root. We've got the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is a young air energy, so this could be you. This could be the Page of Swords can be a very immature person, right? And not immature like it could be in a petty way, but I don't feel that as this. It's like the kid who just keeps it real, but they don't know that they're actually hurting someone's feelings, right? So, and I don't want to confuse that with like innocence on your part. If there is something again that happened in the past that you're kind of having to deal with consequences for, um, but almost in a way of like kids don't think things through before they do or say things, right? Um, you are grown, you know better. um, but it feels like everything that's happening, this tower that hit, the reason why you're sitting back and really reflecting and trying to figure out how to move forward in whatever the situation is, the reason why you're overwhelmed with these 10 of wands, I just have a feeling like it's something you were acting immaturely in the past, whether it was in your relationship, at your, with your family, with your job, I don't know, whatever. And it feels like that is the reason why all this is happening, and people are starting to tell you about yourself. And so this has kind of prompted you to try to do better. I feel like you guys are in a place where you're trying to do better, trying to be more mindful, because Aquariuses are awesome people. I love you guys. You're my fellow air sign, and I just really get you, right? But Aquariuses, when they're vibrating on their lowest level, they can be very temperamental, very uncompromising, very aloof in their feelings. They can be with someone in a relationship, and if they're just in their whatever mode, um, totally be aloof to the other person and make the other person feel away. That's just something that you guys are good at. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, but shit, we all have our things, right? So it just seems like it's something like that happened that is prompting you to make these changes now, because it's like you feel like, okay, I can't keep doing this shit. It's like it is kind of ridiculous. So then you decided to go on this journey, take this risk, try to do something different. This is the Fool card. This is the risk taker. This is the person who's like ready to jump off the hill, take that huge leap of faith. It's like you guys have come to the realization you need to take that huge leap of faith, which has led you to the here and now, where you are trying to do the work in the best way you know how, right? But it's good because, again, I feel like you're finding that balance between like using your intuition and your divine feminine energy, whether you're a man or a woman, and using your intellect, right? You're still being smart about it. It's like you're trying to think of a plan right now. And then to the near future, which brings us to the King of Wands, which is really good energy, right? This person is a go-getter. The King of Wands, the most mature in the suit, right? Wands are all about action. They're all about passion, career, spirituality, and he's the most mature, right? So this is someone who's very respected. This is someone who's very charming. Um, this is the person that you want to be around. This is the friend that you want to make, right? This is fire energy, but I do feel like this is your energy. Now, you guys could be coming, I feel like a lot of you guys will be adopting this energy, this fire energy. Some of you, it may be that you are meeting a fire sign person, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. But again, to me, it feels like it's more of your energy. And this is great because that's what's going to propel you forward in your relationship, also in your career. If career is a big thing that you're worried about right now, I feel like you guys are going to be really taking control, and people are going to be viewing you as someone with authority. I feel like good managerial skills for some of you. You know what I mean? Like, because you know how to work with people, but you know how to get the job done. People are going to start viewing you as that. Once you drop these wands, right? Once you drop these wands, once you get clear, once you clean up some things maybe in the past that happened, right? Hopes and fears. So a lot of you guys are trying to make these changes for your family. Maybe you have a family. Maybe you want a family with this person. Maybe it's someone that, there's been struggles with in the past, but it's like you really do want this Ten of Pentacles energy or this Ten of Pentacles situation, right? It's abundance in all forms. It's like you got the job popping, you got your wife popping, you got your kids in soccer and shit. You got, you go out. It's abundance in all forms. And you guys are really working towards that. Now, don't doubt yourself. If you are in this Ten of Wands energy over money, it's not going to help you get more money, right? I think you should it feels like you've got everything supporting you this month. You guys are on the cusp of new things. You've got 2-page cards, right? You've got the Fool. You guys are using your intuition and your thought. You've got the King of Wands. So I think just with some, I don't know if maybe some of you guys are into affirmations, but some with some definite like positive thinking, you guys are able to totally get into this energy of the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Now, in your environment, you've got this Queen of Swords person. So you guys are air signs, so you are swords, but this is external. It feels like, again, if we're going back to this love situation, maybe it's something like, you and your lover had a talk about how you're going to move forward, going forward, or if you're going to move forward, going forward. This person is not playing. They're being very direct with you this time around. Especially if this is something that's been ongoing. I feel like they're at their wits' end. They're like, look, this is what's going to happen. If we're going to work this out, then we're going to do it like this. Like, we're going to be fair. We're going to be da-da-da-da-da. Like, this woman, she's been through so much in the past. She's had so many experiences, good and bad, that she knows what she is worth, and she knows what she will accept. And she's not a bitch about it, but she's very direct about it, right? And she has so much wisdom, and it's because she's gone through so much. So whoever this is that you're dealing with, man or woman, because this is general, I feel that they're being very direct with you in their communication, and that's also what's prompted you to be like, okay, I need to make this change because they're not playing with me anymore, And I really do feel like you love this person. You got the Ten of Cups above that. This is like ultimate love and happiness. Some of you, I feel like you're trying to get back to this place, right? But there's absolutely love there. This could be someone that you share kids with, so that could be also too where you're like, I don't want to lose my family, like I gotta tighten my shit up, But there's definitely love there. Definitely love there. And if not, it's something that you like, that's kind of your why. Like, that's part of what's propelling you forward. If I look at if the way I'm looking at these cards, so it's like this, right? And the King of Wands is over here. It's like he's diagonal, but in the middle of the two. So it's like, what is propelling you guys forward? It's like you want that Ten of Cups and you want that Ten of Pentacles. You want ultimate happiness and satisfaction and love, and in your money and your comfortability. And then outcome, we've got the World, which is beautiful. So the world is great energy. This is you successfully completing an old cycle so that you can move on to the next best thing, right? And you guys have so many cards that indicate new cycles or completing of one, right? You've got the Ten of Wands, you got the World, you got the Ten of Cups, you've got the Ten of Pentacles, and then you got the Fool. That's like 5 cards. Just indicating that you guys are really on this journey. But I think you guys will be fine. The World, Ten of Cups, and Ten of Pentacles, that's beautiful. Now, I want to clarify a couple of these. Okay. Ooh, okay. Why? I was asking in my head, why did Aquarius get 10 of Wands? And it's because you got the World. Again, 2 the Worlds, and they're actually sitting right next to each other. 2 World cards. This is a big change going on in your life, but in the best way. And change is always uncomfortable, right? Because we don't quite know what to expect. But you got 2 World cards. 2. Plus the Ten of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. Like, you guys are coming up on some good things. Now, why did you guys get this Page of Swords? Page of Swords, King of Swords. So for me, it feels like in your effort to be here and be the king, you guys were actually coming off being very childish in the past, right? In your effort to flex your power and show your authority and, I don't want to say dominate, but in your effort to really man up on a situation, you ended up looking like a little boy. Like, you ended up looking like a little kid. And that's the problem. Because the difference between the King of Swords and the Page of Swords is the King of Swords is not just going to pick fights with people. First of all, he's not going to argue with you. Like, he doesn't even have that much time in the day. He's a fucking king. He knows how to communicate and be very direct with people and tell them his expectations without being a dick. You know what I mean? And he knows what things to say. And it's not in like a manipulative way. But like, let's say you don't agree with something and your initial reaction is to go and kind of attack the person and their character or something, and then be like, what? I just keep it real, I'm honest. No, you're just literally being an asshole. So in an effort to keep it real and keep it honest, it seems like some of you guys were actually coming off very childish. And that's why all this is happening. And this is why, you're having to start this new cycle and you're trying to fix things right now. Now, I want to see what this Fool card was about in the past. Just curious. The Hermit. Could be a Virgo person that you guys are dealing with, or someone with a lot of Virgo in their chart. But it's like after a time of thinking about things, right? Chewing on things. Maybe separating yourself. Maybe you guys were seeming distant to your person that you're dealing with, right? Because the Hermit, he goes off in solitude, but not to throw a pity party or feel sorry for himself. It's to find wisdom in a situation. So maybe some of you guys were seeming standoffish, and not even knowing and not even trying to be and seem that way. But you've just been really trying to reflect and think on things and figure out what it is that you should do next before you just move forward and do it with that Fool. Okay? So some of you, it could be a matter of someone was just tired of you waiting and to figure out if you wanted to like fix something. Okay, and I want to see the Queen of Swords. Get into your other cards. What is this? Queen of Swords for Aquarius. What is it? Emperor. So yeah, this person in your environment that is being very direct with you, I feel like they're being direct with you because they feel like you guys try to boss them around somehow, or maybe you guys are not being so kind, not knowing how to put a little bit of sugar on something. You know what I mean? And so, in an effort to kind of deflect that, they're like, okay, well, I have a sword too. Like, we could do this. Look at how she's like baiting him, like, come here, motherfucker. And he's just not even looking at her. He's like, no. But really, I feel like they're trying to take charge of the situation because they feel like for so long you've kind of just been in this Hermit and Four of Swords, you know, energy, trying to figure out what you were going to do, that now they're just like, okay, well, since you're kind of relaxing, and in their mind, that's what it looks like or feels like for them, that you're kind of relaxing on the situation. I'm just going to take charge and tell you what I expect and what I want. Otherwise, I'm obviously not going to get it when I want it, type of thing. Okay? So you could view that this person is being kind of harsh too with this Emperor. Like, you could view them being, you know, being direct with you and being like, look, what's up? You could see that as like, damn, you're being like a little abrasive, you know? Okay. Advice card. You guys got raise or promotion. It says, congratulations. An increase in your abundance flow awaits you. This is a result of your positive focus and willingness to take action based on your divine guidance. Keep up the good work, right? So, based on your divine guidance, keep it here. Keep it at this high priestess energy, right? Trust your gut, right? Because you're getting messages. Again, pay attention to your sleep. As long as you stay positive and not here, right? Because it literally says this is the result of your positive focus and willingness to take action based on your divine guidance. As long as you stay away from this energy, you guys will be fine. You guys are having things come to you. It's like you're having it, but you just have to believe it and stay optimistic about it. So, romance angels, playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit and of fun to shine. Now, especially for those of you guys who are in a relationship who, you know, things are a little rocky, you're kind of in a struggle relationship right now, what's going to bring it back is to do the things that you did when you guys first started dating. Being fun, laughing at stupid things, you know, just being silly, like being, you know, like being playful, how you were before, if you feel like things have gotten too uptight, right? And then you guys also got stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So again, you got two cards that are basically saying that your positive thinking is going to bring you something. And it's funny because with this one, I'm getting a signal to look at this 10 of Cups, right? So positive thinking will get you this 10 of Cups. Positive thinking will get you this 10 of Pentacles. It's really up to you guys. But this is a really good read. I just feel like this is a month where you guys are really not so much about action, right? It's a little bit more non-action, and it's really about going in and figuring out. And it makes so much sense because Leo energy, sun, that's your heart. So you guys feel like are really actually listening to your heart, taking a chance on your heart, and coming out of just like your like totally mentally, intellectually smart ass selves, right? You guys are trying to find more balance in that. So that's really good. And when you do, I feel like that's going to bring you really good things to come. So I will see you guys next month. Thank you. Bye.